Yes, my people, today I'm going to show you how to add energy to your clips. I'm going to show you 3 different ways that you can do this. Let's jump straight into it. First thing you need to do is go to new item, adjustment layer, press OK. Drag your adjustment layer on top of your clip. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure that our adjustment layer is 6 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Press C on your keypad for the cut tool. Press V and then delete. Let's make sure our adjustment layer is in the middle of our clip, and there we go. First thing I'm going to do now is create the flicker effect. So what I need to do is go to my effects panel, look for brightness and contrast, drag that on top, and while I'm here I'm also going to look for directional blur, and I'm going to drag that on top as well. Then I'm going to go to my effects panel. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to create some keyframes. So for my brightness and contrast, I'm going to select 60 and I'm going to also select 40. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to press my stopwatch to create the keyframes. I'm going to move 1 frame to the left and I'm going to reset them back to 0. I'm going to copy the first keyframes with my new values, move back 1, paste it, go back to the beginning and reset. And I'm going to do the same here, as you can see. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to my direction and blur length, okay? And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to increase my blur length to around 35, and direction I'm going to hit 85. I'm going to press the stopwatch on both to create keyframes, and I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to reset my values, and then wherever I've got my contrast, I'm going to add my new values, and I'm going to repeat the process. Copy those, and I'm going to repeat the process. What I'm also going to do as well is go back to my effects, and I'm going to look for my transform. I'll drag that on top of my clip, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to uncheck use composition and increase my shutter angle to 180. Go to the beginning of my clip and I'm going to hit the stopwatch for scale. I'm going to move over 1 and I'm going to increase my scale by 10, so 110. I'm going to go back and I'm going to reset it, and I'm going to do the same thing following the same pattern. So 110, 0, 110, 0. Alright guys, and yeah, this is how you do the flicker effect. Let's have a look. There you go, looks clean, right? Now I'm going to show you the next one. Same thing again. So I need to create an adjustment layer and make it 6 frames long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this effect that I'm going to do is more of a wipe up type of effect, or a wipe up transition. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to my effects and I'm going to add my transform. I'm going to go to my effects panel and I'm going to uncheck my composition, and I'm going to increase my shutter angle to 180. Next thing I'm going to do as well is I'm going to go back to my effects panel and search brightness and contrast, and I'm going to drag that on my clip. At the same time, I'm also going to search for offset, which I'm going to drag on my clip as well. So now I'm going to go to my effects panel and I'm going to make sure that my needle's in the middle, and I'm going to go to my effects panel, and on brightness I'm going to change the values to 65 for instance, and 50. Now this is down to you how you want to play with this when it comes to choosing your values. I'm going to hit the stopwatch here to create a keyframe, and then I'm going to go back to the beginning and I'm going to set my values back to normal, and I'm also going to do the same here. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my offset and I'm going to hit my shift center 2. So I'm going to press the stopwatch there at 0 and I'm going to drag it all the way to the beginning. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to shift it and increase it until I get it back to its normal position around, around there. So then if I move my keyframe to the side, yeah, it will look like this. So let's have a quick look. And obviously, as you can see, it doesn't look too smooth here. So what I need to do as well, just to make it stand out a bit more, is I need to go back to my effects panel and I need to look for directional blur, which I'm going to drag back on top. I'm going to click my blur length at 0, drag it there. I'm going to increase it to 200 just so that it's complete blur. And then I'm going to go to the end of the clip and I'm going to drag it back to normal. So that should hopefully make it look much cooler and smoother. So it gives you that type of motion blur effect. Let's have a look. And there you go, my people. Look at that. Clean. Nice and easy, nice and quick. For the third transition, what we're going to do is we're going to drag our adjustment layer again above our clip. We're going to count 6 frames forward. Going to make sure our adjustment layer is in the middle of both clips. I'm going to go to our effects panel, transform, and while I'm here, I'm going to also drag the brightness and contrast. Then going to go to my effects panel and under transform, I'm going to increase my scale to 140 and I'm going to press the stopwatch to select a keyframe. I'm going to go to the beginning of my clip and I'm going to reset it to 100, and I'm going to make sure at the end of my clip I also reset it to 100. So it kind of gives this kind of jump kind of effect where it just jumps forward. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to take off use composition and I'm going to increase the shutter angle to 180. Then I'm going to go to the beginning of my clip and while it's moving I'm going to click position, I'm going to move 1 frame and then I'm going to move my clip to the left and to the right. So I'm going to go 980 and then I'm going to do, for example, 560. Then I'm going to move forward 1 frame, I'm going to do 520. Now I'm going to change that to 940 for instance. I'm going to move over 1 frame, I'm going to increase that to 1000 and this one to 630 to 0 at the end. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the beginning of my adjustment layer and I'm going to press the stopwatch for my brightness and contrast. Then I'm going to go all the way to the middle and I'm going to increase that to, let's just say, 90, and my contrast I'm going to add is 70 for instance. And then at the end I'm going to obviously reset it to give me this effect. So yeah guys, let's have a look at this effect, see what you think. And there you go, my people. If you've liked what you've seen, please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a blessed day, my people.